Hi. Hello, guys. Let me set up everything. Hi. How are you guys doing? Let me put music and announce the stream on... Also, I have to quickly release episode 2 because I fell asleep. If you haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, by the way, it's fucking insane. It's so good. Just give me like a second. Okay, here we go. Sorry, it's very silent right now. Hello, Merlin. How are you doing? Streaming updates. Everyone. Oops. It's too big. Okay, there we go. What's up, Sergey? Sergey? I'm bad if I butchered your name. In my country, we say Sergey. Okay, I got music now. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm also uploading episode 2 reaction of Jujutsu Kaisen. It's gonna take like... I guess after the exam I'm gonna release it. I already added everything, so we can do that. Anyway. We have an exam, by the way. And I feel this one is a lot more impossible than the previous one. Let me get it up for you guys. The hair looks different. Do you know why the hair looks different? I got a haircut. I have the modern mullet. I just let it grow for like 4 months or something, and then... Also, I was wearing my normal headphones earlier. What is this? This is not a bald spot, I swear. What is this? Am I actually balding? Like why is it in a line and why does it go like... What the frick? No, I'm so cooked, man. I'm so fucking cooked. I'm not even joking. Wait, wrong number. It's actually 234. Late stage balding. I'm sitting in a bank, by the way. Why? The receding hairline. Let me get the exam. My water bottle is... I don't have water. Oh, frick. Oh, you don't have electricity. Damn, I'm sorry. Did you go there at 1? What's up, everyone? Let me close some shit. You're working here? Oh, I'm working here. Okay, no, don't leak my email this time. Last time I leaked my email. Get the business email. Okay, This is another exam. Probably impossible one because it's made by Constantine, who is the Ankh of our community. And this is like a better version. And I heard this exam is pretty hard from some people, so let's go. There are 40 questions. I'm probably gonna get 45 points. I don't know. So it's another exam. Who are you, stranger? You love diving? Oh, like cuttlefish. Passed. I know you passed, I just can't prove it. Yes, you can, it's 60 points. Bad score, failed. Segmentation error. Okay, let's go. Volume 1 exam. This is Volume 1 exam. Glad I'm not the only Ankh. I'm an Ankh too, man. This is the Ankh. Audrey's Tea Party. This section contains 15 general role-playing questions, but I may give you up to 30 points. Okay. That's cool. What was the original name of the protagonist before they transmigrated into the body of Klein Moretti? That's easy. That's Jo Mingrui. This one right here. Easy. What's the punishment for not passing? I already told you in Discord, if I lose and if I end up at 90 kilos in this year, I'll do a Trissi cosplay. That's a compromise, and I'm actually working really hard to actually lose weight, so we're gonna do a Trissi cosplay, don't worry. What are the names of Klein Moretti's siblings living with him in Tingen? That's so easy. Benson and Melissa. Benson, Melissa, Ben and Mel. He was living alone. Sho and Mingrui. That's so easy, man. Thank you. What is the name of the cover company used by the Tingen Nighthawks? Oh, Blackthorn Security Company. I think it's spelled like this. Which university? Koi University. Is that a real thing? Law and Royal College? This shit is easy. It's easing you up, dude. You're gonna see. I think it's really hard. In the Lower Kingdom current system, how many pence makes one soli? 12? Or 20? Wait, 12 or 20? Wait. 1 pound made 12 soli, and 1 soli made 20 pence? Or was it 12 pence makes 1 soli, and 20 soli makes 1 pound? Oh my god, I got it mixed up, man. I actually got it mixed up, dude. Which way was it? Was it 12 pence makes 1 soli? No, I think 20 pence makes 1 soli and 12 soli makes 1 pound. Yeah, 20 pence. Okay, I'm gonna close chat, by the way. I forgot I am reading the chat. Okay, I'm gonna close chat. And you guys can discuss. See, I don't have chat anymore. I'm gonna look at chat after every question or segment, I guess. So I can't see you guys. What was the name of the street where the Moretti family lived before they moved to the townhouse? It was the was it the Iron Cross Street? Yeah, because Daffodil Street was the new one. This is the street where all the poor people live, which is, you know, sad. Sutherland Street is the place where the Blackthorn Security Company is, so yeah. What is the exact street of the Blackthorn Security Company? 36? Yeah, 36 Sutherland Street. It's not 28. What is the full name of Klein's classmate whose death initiated the events of the story? Welsh Smith? Or Welsh it wasn't Bieber. Was Welsh McGovern or Welsh Smith? Welsh McGovern, I think. Okay. Under what official police unit designation did the Nighthawks operate as a cover? 7th Unit Special Operations Department. No, yes. It's not 9th. I remember from the other exam that Master's main. What was the exact breakdown of Klein's starting weekly salary at the background security company? It was like £3, 10 solly? £4, 10 solly. Oh, this one then. £2, 10. No. I think it was. Oh, frick. I don't remember, dude. £4, 10 solly. £2, 10 solly. Plus 10 solly confidentiality allowance. Was there a confidentiality allowance or not? I freaking forgot about that. Maybe £10, 10, £4, 10 solly sounds too much. £2, 10 solly? £1, 10. No, that's too little. £3 plus £1. No, oh god. Okay, I'm guessing maybe there was a confidentiality allowance. I'm just thinking logically that £4 is too much. No, it was £4. Okay, I think £2 was Benson's salary. What was the name of the private detective Klein hired to find the house with the red chimney? It was what the fuck was his name? Sherlock? No, right? Caspers Henry. Was it Henry? Caspers the recent name. Caspers was in volume 2. What's Caspers again? I don't remember. Wright or Sherlock? Sherlock is not. Wright is not. Has to be Henry, right? What is the name of the maid at the Moretti family hired after moving to Daffodilstein? It was Pella. Doris. Doris is such a I hate the name Doris. I'm sorry if your name is Doris, by the way. What is the name of the lawyer Jurgen? Oh, this is for volume 2. But I already read volume 2. It was Brody. And I remember Brody because we talked about it in the last stream. Brody the goat. Brody, the real main character of the new street we live on. Minsk Street, right? Wasn't Don. Wasn't Roselle. Roselle. Blackie. That's... Blackie doesn't really sound like it should be a thing, so it's Brody. I remember Brody. On which street was this house with red chimney? Oh, I don't remember. Wasn't Iron Cross, wasn't Suitland. Was Bessic or was it Hanberg? I don't remember that Hanberg existed, so it was Bessic Street. What was the profession of Klein Moretti's father before he died? Clockmaker, factory worker. Oh, I don't remember. I think it's clockmaker. Oh, it's these two. Wait, was he a sergeant? Oh, fuck. He wasn't a police officer, I know that much. I'm 100% sure it wasn't police officer. Maybe a clockmaker or factory officer. Oh, I don't know. This is a hard one. Clockmaker? Okay, I can't go back. Old Neil's Mysticism class. I'm so ready. I'm gonna open the chat for a little bit to read what you guys are saying. Okay, it was clockmaker is not trying. Okay, I see. Think I knew what helped pay tuition. Ah, okay, you're right. You're right. Okay, clockmaker, I got wrong. Frick. I don't know. I remember something about like Melissa being inspired by her dad. Who the fuck is Blackie? I know, right? What's a clockmaker? Person who makes clocks. Okay, I see. What did that? What the frick is happening? Huh? Oh, here. Okay. Okay, let's continue, guys. Gonna close the chat again. The one who make clock, exactly. What language is primarily used for sacrificial rituals and summoning magic because it can leverage the power of nature? Ancient Hermes? Or was it modern Hermes? Wait, this is an interesting question. It can leverage the power of nature. Ancient term is. Oh yeah. Isn't that altar set up for the Evernight goddess? What does the silver candle represent? The Crimson Moon? Because that's like her thing, I'm pretty sure, right? I mean, she is a mommy, but I don't think it's the mother, not the sun, not the star. To activate spirit vision without being a beyonder, which two natural substances can be applied to eyelids? Huh? What's a beyonder? Anyway, I'm joking. Which two natural substances can be applied to the eyelids? Holy water is not a thing. It was like pure water. Holy water is not a thing. Lavos, squid ink, and distilled water. No, distilled water is not a thing either because of it's pure water. It's called pure water. Datura, flower extract, and in-attribute substances like grave soil water. I think it's this one because Amantha flower was only mentioned later on. This also makes more sense because it's like but what the hell is a Datura's flower? Did Ankh make up like random words to draw me off here? I remember Lavus squid, I'm pretty sure. But the distilled water is sus. Okay. A sealed artifact on which Crate helped Klein and the Night Talk determined that Raby Bear was a threat to Crate 3. Wait, 2-0-2, sorry. Grade 2079. What are the presents? What are the precise main ingredients required for the sequenced 9 SEER potion? I think it has 10 mils of water. Huh. It's not the third one. Because what the fuck is a goat-horned blackfish? That's made up. 20 mils of lava squid blood. I feel like the fourth one or the second one. Fourth or second. Because what's a spirit eater blood? It's dew or last. I think it's this one. Squid blood. Which specific item is the main ingredient for the sequence 8 clown potion? Human-faced rose. No, spinal fluid. It's not Heart of Lava Giant. That sounds like a sequence 4 potion. Root of the Mystery. No, it's this one of these things. Oh god. Which one? Ah! I wonder actually. Spinal fluid? Wasn't spinal fluid? No, it was actually in the not the observer potion. Not psychiatrist. Sequence 8 of Spectator. What was it called again? Oh my god, I'm crumbling. I'm a fraud. That needed like rainbow gland or like a fish gland. No, not okay. Spinal fluid or human-faced rose. Spinal fluid of Warsman Rabbit. Okay. What is the primary danger roll of Seal Artifact 2049? Oh, 2049, not 79. My bad. If you stay still or make non-distinct movements for too long within its influence, your joints stiffen and you become a marionette. It will not require. This is like a great zero artifact on top one. What is specific negative side effect to the sealed artifact 30782? Oh, it's the sun emblem, right? Yeah, it's this one. It purifies everything nearby, eventually causing the wearer to praise the sun and potentially spontaneously combust. Yeah. It causes the user to lose their memory. Holy shit! I need that. I need this so I can. Actually, this one, I was gonna say something else, but this one, like people are saying a lot that they wish they lose their memories so they can read Lord of Mysteries again. By the way, that would be actually quite useful. I feel like a lot of people will take this on their own will. Anyway, it's the first one. According to the law of conservation of Beyonder characteristics, what happens when a Beyonder dies? Their characteristics adjurate to form a Beyonder ingredient equivalent to their sequence. Their spirit becomes a ghost forever. The power is split among their killer's items. Their power turns to greater and disappears. It's the first one. For the luck enchantment ritual performed by Klein in chapter 1, what food items must be placed at the four corners of the altar? Staple foods produced in that era: raw meat and wine, 4 distinct types of fruit, salt and pure water, bread. It's broad. Butterbrot. It's bread. In the ritual, Klein invests to summon himself what serves as the medium to connect the foggy wait. No, it's the first one. It's a trick question. It's staple foods produced in that era. Trick question, man. I fell for the bread bait. In the ritual, Klein invents to summon himself what serves as the medium to connect the foggy space to that world. This first one. His own spiritual body, Azik's Vissel, Mirror, Antigonus notebook. It's definitely not these 3. I don't know, it's a trick question. Can it be a great fog? I mean, this is the Antigonus notebook. That's not definitely involved. Silver Mirror, I'm guessing, is the one that Hannes Vincent was using. Azik Copper Whistle is for Messenger. And also the Copper Whistle has like a hidden effect where it zombifies dead bodies. What is foggy space? Isn't... Oh my god. Maybe it's a trick question. His own spiritual body, okay? You are investigating a crime scene at the site to use magic mirror divination, a generating mirror on a generic mirror. After asking the question, the mirror cracks and shatters. What does this signify? Target of your divination is too powerful or protected by a high entity. Target is currently dead. The mirror was poor quality. Skill issue. I mean, this is like this is the first one. This has to be the first one, right? It can't be a skill issue unless they said it depends on the user's skill, which is funny, and I will laugh if it's actually a skill issue. Target is currently dead. That can't be the case because they were using it on Trissi. The mirror was in poor quality. That just sounds like it's made up, so I think it's the first one. While on patrol, you notice a teammate has become pale and cold. They start suggesting that death is not the end and what they can resurrect their lost loved one using a ritual they found. What is your diagnosis? Oh, this is like fucking old Neil, man. They are losing control and succumbing to their sires. They have advanced to the spirit medium sequence. They have possessed by a wraith. They are simply grieving. Offer them time. They have been enlightened. Listen to them. I mean, this is the obvious one, right? Can you hear the music, by the way, guys? You're practicing your powers and you feel the potion inside you dissolving and merging into your spirit like ice melting in water. What does it indicate? The potion is being digested and you're ready to advance soon. Damn, these are easy, Hank. This was supposed to be the impossible quiz. Boris. What is the full name of the asylum doctor who was corrupted by True Grader? It is Eugen Hood. Trissi Hood. James Hood. Boris. Victor. What are the 2 main ingredients for the Secret Science Spectator? Oh, there we go. This one. Right? A crystal of the Hornatsis grey mountain goat and the human faced rose, a horseman's rabbit eye and 100 mils of blue shadow falcon blood, a bear of manhole fish eyes and 200 mils of goat horn black fish blood. I don't know, but the goat horn black fish blood makes it like it's made up. 10 mils of lava squid blood and 50 grams of stellar aqua crystal. We chose this for the other potion, so it has to be this one. Skill issue about the grey fog. Oh, this is the impossible quiz now. The section contains 10 unique questions designed to confuse the minds and make you question your life choices. This section, it costs is 40 points, but may actually cost something more. Interesting. Let's read the chat for a second. Music is good? Okay. People are saying LMAO. Oh. How do you see our response? Oh, that's so true, by the way. As I scroll up, I guess music is good. All hail bread. Didn't get him. Yes! The bread was a bait! I knew it! Stream keep loading? Really? Refresh, please. Really? Refresh. Let's wait for you guys. Is it my internet? It's fine for me. It's not. It's fine for me, but not for thee. Okay, good. For blood when he was I see. Okay, let's continue, guys. I'm gonna do this. Let's see what eldritch horrors have escaped thy prison. Okay, that's funny. What are the names of the 3 main civilian staff members at the Blackthorn Security Company? Oh, this is a skill issue. It's so easy. Now, Benson, Elizabeth, no, Royale, Sick, and Fry. That's not true. These are non-civilian. Roseanne, Brent, and Mrs. Oriana. This is the right one. Wendy, Clasis, and Angelica. Well, Clasis is the... Actually, Angelica is the very beautiful clerk at the Divination Club. So it's Roseanne, Brent, and Mrs. Oriana. Which specific fake company the swindler Lana was established? Oh, Steel Company. No. Fuck. Yeah, I mean, wasn't this company called like something Steel Company, but he was like selling that there are like gold mines in that land, and he was like scamming them for gold and shit. Oh my god. How Haram gold mine? That sounds like made up, because like what is GHG? It Steelworks. What were the name of Roselle's Gustav's 2 children? Mentioned in the diary by this clan in volume 1. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Alice? No. It's not the first one, definitely. Seal? No, not the second one either. Bernadette. I think it's Bernadette and Bornova. Bernadette. It's like French names. It's not the first and second one. It's Bernadette and Bornova. What name did Asik Eggers recall being called in his dream memory? Baron. Baron Lampoon. Patrick. No, it's Baron Lamoud. Patrick Stewart. Isn't that an actor? What is the exact sequence of the monster pathway that follows monster sequence 9? So sequence 8 monster. I'm cooked. I guess it has to be luckless, no? I don't even think that it was mentioned. I think in the first volume, I just uploaded a reaction to it as well. The first, like, what was 6 monster pathways was named in the ancient language that Derek speaks. So if you translate, maybe it's luckless. It's like, yeah. Mathematician. Anyway, what is the name of the asylum in Northborough where the Nighthawks investigate the psychiatrist Hudyugan? Oh, Green Hill Asylum, Northborough Sanatorium, St. Selena's Asylum, Blackthorn Asylum. 5 points! Green Hill Asylum? I think. It's not a sanatorium because I remember reading asylum. What was the exact agreed upon weekly rent and furniture usage fee of Marty's family townhouse at Daffodil Street? It can't be 13 soli because 12 soli makes £1. Oh, never mind. Fuck! 20 soli makes £1. That means 12 pence makes 1 soli. It was 12 soli for rent and this. No, it was the first one. 13 soli for rent and 5 pence for furniture usage. That was the one. What is the name of the library where Klein investigated Hornatz's Peak and subsequently found a clue about borrower named Sirius Arapis? I mean, the library was owned by Deweyville. It was a fraud, by the way. Coy University Library. No, it's not this one. Suitland Archive, no. It's Tingen City Library or Deweyville Library. Now, it might be a trick question because obviously we remember that Deweyville was the one that owned it, but I feel like Tingen City Library, Tingen has like multiple libraries, so it's Deweyville Library. In chapter 108, which sealed artifact grade 3 is introduced as Misfortune Cloth Puppet that brings bad luck to those around it. It's not the first one, it's not the second one. First one is the sun emblem, last one is the Anticonus puppet, clown puppet. So it's these two, I think it's this one, 30625. Rate from first to last the Nighthawks team members, including the members of the previous team in order of their death and prior to the end of the first volume. Okay. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm obviously Dunsmith was the last died, and we saw Kenley die. What if Ankh tricked us and this goes like this? Like in a straight line. That'll be so funny. Like, you know, not straight line, but like diagonally. Sure. Because I don't remember. Submit. Vashu Vidlovit Spasi Shapisano Vashu be Я не понимаю по-русски, блядь. Okay, let's see the scores. Okay, we're done. It's Ukrainsky, probably. I said Ukrainian, yeah. After. Easy question. Yeah, true. That last page was so hard. What is this emoji, by the way? Let's see my mark. Let's see my mark. Vashu Vidbovic Sapisano. Ah, okay. What are you, stranger? Oh. Where's my score? 76! Holy shit! Final score pending. Quickly confirm it. I wanna see what I got wrong. 67 basically. I got 76! Actually, is that a good score? I think that's a good score, man. The worst wasn't the line. Oh, okay, I see. It's not 67. You guys are so stretching to 67, by the way. If it's actually 67, then it's funny. If it's 76, you guys are trying too hard. What do you mean my final score is pending? It's really good, no? I got passed. I got... Oh, I love diving. Oh. The only one I would have got correct is... Really? Really? That's crazy. Oh. Wait. The answers are down here. Okay. So it was Shaw, it was Pinson, it was Blackthorn, it was Go, it was... Oh, I put it correctly. I thought I put 12 Benzes, 1 Solly. Iron Cross Street, Sutland Street, Welch, 4 pounds it was. Henry, Pella, Brody, Bessie, Clockmaker. Wait, he was oh, it wasn't the Clockmaker. Oh. Oh, I got this wrong as well. Oh, okay. Oh, it was 12. Okay. Yeah. It's a series, a 0 out of 1. I don't know why the scores worked that way, but 12 was correct. Okay, gotcha. Here, how much was it? Was it 2 pounds 10 solly? Was it this one? 1 second, guys. 3 pounds? Ah, okay. Okay. What was the name of the private? Yeah, it was Henry, it was Pella, it was Brody, the goat, it was Bessick Street. Oh, what was he? He was the military sergeant. Ah, okay. I was between Clockmaker and sergeant because Clockmaker I thought because, you know, influenced or like inspired Melissa. I see. Now the Mysticism class, it was Ancient Hermes, it was the Crimson Moon. It was Datura Flower. Oh my god, how many of you guys get this correct, by the way? How many of you guys got would have gotten this correct? I'm surprised. I won't? Okay. Oh, a sealed artifact of which Kraid helped Klein at the Nighthawk. A term in Ray Bieber was a threat. It was! No? Wait, did I do that wrong? I guess it's like post of elimination. Wasn't it 2049? Oh. Okay. I'm the first one doing it, I see. What are the precise main ingredients required for the sequence 9 SEER potion? Oh my god, I got that correct as well. Oh, I got this one wrong. Was it human-faced rose? It was 1 because it was not an notebook. Ah, true, you're right. It was the rose. God. What is the primary danger? Yeah. What is the specific negative effect? Yep. Under law of course. Yep. Oh, this was a trick question, man. I nearly fell for the bread. I nearly fell for the freaking bread, man. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that was the notebook because they used the 2049 later. Yeah. In the ritual, Klein meant to summon himself, his own spiritual body. Okay, that was a trick question. That was maybe the grey fog. Yeah, this one is also correct. That's cool. They're losing control. This was easy. Process of elimination, by the way. The night fall for the bread. That's so funny. You're practicing. Okay, this was easy as well. Huguenot was easy. Oh! Spectator potion needed the Farsman Rabbit Eye, right? Okay, let's see the hardest, the impossible quiz. It was Roselle and Prentum Soana. Oh, it's not Tingen Steelworks. What was it? Was it Hugraram Gold Mine? Acquired blood from a sea creature? Ah, I see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's so true. If I thought that way, that's so freaking true. Fred is obviously wrong. I think it's this one then, the gold mine. What are the names? Yeah, Bernanetta and Bornova. I was correct. Because it's not these, the first two. Because these two are like Discord members. Alice is Nightwalker, Seal is Shinketsu. So it was Katleya and between these two, the 50-50. I remember Bornova though. It was Baron. Luckless, what was this? Robot, oh. Oh. Okay, interesting. What is the name of the asylum Northborough where the Nighthawks investigate? Yeah, I remember Clean Hill, that's why. It wasn't 13 solely, okay. Was it this one? I remember was it this one? Okay, Merlin, see ya. Yeah, 12, sheesh, okay. Yeah. It was Deweyville Library, not L Deweyville, but it was Deweyville Library. It was 30625, okay. Oh, I got two wrong. Switch these two, I see. Okay. Cool. 76 points. That was that. Awesome. Awesome. I'll leave a link down in the description. If you want to take this test, you should do it before me, so I'll put this segment at the start of the video, I guess. But if you do want to take the test before me, I'll leave a link down below so you can compare my score. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Okay, the recording is done. Let's get to the real stuff now. Before that, though, I'm gonna release the Jujutsu Kaisen video. Thank you, Konstantin. We're gonna continue in a few minutes, guys. The new Jujutsu Kaisen video is live. You wanna watch that after the stream? Here. Insane episode, by the way. I'll leave a link in my Discord as well. I like my own video always because, you know, I'm a Chad. Jozo. Anyway, let's go. Let's get into it. Oh, what happened? The night of the full moon. Here we go, chatters. Yeah, spying on Gio and yeah, okay, what happened? Insane. Let me start recording as well. Insane fight last time in the bathroom, by the way, or in Klein's house. The guy, the executioner, came to execute Klein, but Klein fought back. He did self-defense, killed him, and got away with it, which is good. He was very smart doing selective lies and not revealing that he was a Beyonder. And I guess we'll see what happens with the ambassador. There is a war brewing, so I want to see if it actually escalates, and I feel like we're gonna see George as well very, very soon. I'm not sure like in what scenario, who's meeting George, but I feel like we're gonna see him in the novel. And also, yeah, Klein was spying on Shio and Force, and now he's trying to get what was it, Ian's whereabouts. Ian Wright. Let me open also my theories, 1 second. Let me talk about my theories quickly. These are the theories so far. You can quickly glance over them. If Force joins Terra Club, she's gonna choose the Moon Arcana. If Leonard joins, yeah, I mean, you can quickly scroll through. Hopefully, we're adding a lot of more stuff here. So let's go today. It was a dream divination, but this time Klein saw more. The first scene was still the small, dark, square-lit room with Ian Wright sleeping soundly on bunk bed. The second scene was the same sewer they had both gone to. Ian squatted in front of Serial's mutilated body, reached out with his hand to rub the 2 rows of white teeth and removed one of them. I see, why? As a proof for... The third scene was a busy and noisy street. The passerby were all dressed in plain clothes, some of which that could be described as an old and tattered. In the middle of the street there were gardens and lawns surrounded by low chimneys that were puffing out smoke. Ian in his old overcoat and round hat warily watched as he entered the telegraph office not far from the center of the street. Diagonally across it was the mall entrance to the steam metro. Okay. The image quickly turned transparent. Klein opened his eyes, tapped his index finger on the edge of the long bronze table and made a preliminary judgment. From that tooth and the telegram, it seems that Serial and Ian aren't just a detective duo that found themselves involved in a dangerous situation. They have an organization behind them. Is there like a organization of like Beyonders who do detective work, maybe? I should be able to determine where the third scene is. Klein was in no hurry to deeply analyze it, as he didn't want to stay too long about the grey fog. Hello everyone. Leaving the high-backed chair belonging to the fool, he went to a corner, rummaged through the paper bag that he had been placed there previously, and found Mersault's Beyonder characteristics. Holding the crimson jelly-like object, Klein sat down again and wrote the new divination statement, the corresponding potion name. Ooh, interesting. As he silently recited the statement, he held on to the Beyonder characteristics with one hand and the piece of paper with the divination statement in other. With the help of cogitation, he fell into deep sleep. In the grey dreamy dream, the ambassador, who was dressed to the nines, appeared again before Klein with his thin, stubbly face. Holding a bottle of crimson liquid, he said to Mersault, "Drink it. Drink this hunter potion." Oh! Yeah, true! And you'll rule the Smunger gang. Of course, our money is also indispensable, as Emperor Roselle once said, a stick in one hand and a carrot in the other. Another plagiarized saying. Hunter, Backland is a huge metropolitan city. Mersault frowned and asked curiously. Sequence 9 Hunter, right? To someone illiterate like him, hunters were associated with the wilderness and animals. I don't know why, but Mersault, like being from that tribe, and then this description, it feels a little bit racist. The middle-aged ambassador chuckled and said, "The biggest city is the largest dark forest. Here everyone has two identities, one the prey, another the hunter." Oh, he drank the predator potion. It'll be so funny if they translate hunter into predator, because that's so true, by the way. Hunter is a predator, because if you have a prey, you have a predator. But nowadays, predator is used to like talk about like people who are, you know what I mean, right? Even the weakest hunter is a hunter. It's possible for them to harm stronger prey. Go join this magnificent hunt. Yeah, BDFs and like people who like sexual assault and stuff like that, yeah. The scene shattered and turned to countless specks of light. Klein looked down at the crimson beyond their characteristics in his hand and said to himself silently, "So it's the hunter potion. It's no wonder Mersault was good at fighting. He even used a blowpipe to shoot poison darts." Oh my god, that's so true. How did I not figure that out? Do you know who else used blowpipes? Hunters. But also blowpipes are used by like, in some cultures as well. But it's no wonder how he was able to track me here. However, he doesn't seem to fully understand the essence of being a hunter. He didn't set any traps ahead of time or use any weapons. He didn't put his advantage to use. This is partly because he didn't know that I'm also beyonder. One that happens to be a sequence 8. He underestimated me. It's also evident that I only recently consumed the potion. Also, hunters are really good at fighting, right? The hunter pathway is both wielded by the former Intis royal family, the Sauron family, and the Faesak Empire rulers. It's a very popular fucking pathway then. Former Intis royal family, by the way, not the current. The Einhorn family, as well as the secret organization, the Iron and Blood Cross Order, which appeared in the past 2 to 3 centuries. Taking into account his attire, that ambassador identity can essentially be confirmed. A high-ranking diplomat of the Intis Republic, an ambassador of the Loan Kingdom. Yep, there we go. Let's copy this text. I wonder what that important item is trying to get his hands on. It's probably some Beyonder item, like from a high sequence. Ian has it right now, I think. As his mind churned, Klein wrapped himself in his spirituality and began rapid descent. As soon as he returned to his room, he immediately checked his surroundings vigilantly, but he didn't notice any huge changes. Pew. Ugh, Klein let out a silent breath. He felt a bit more confident that he will be able to convene the members of Dark Club on time tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow is Monday! He rummaged through the map of backland that he had brought to the steam locomotive, looking for a telegraph office that was along the subway line, one that wasn't far from the middle of the street. There were only a few subway lines in backland, so Klein quickly identified 3 targets, one in Westboro, one in St. George Borough, and one at the junction of Eastboro and the Backland Bridge. He recalled how most of the pedestrians in his team were dressed to determine their socio-economic statuses and arrived with the final answer. The third spot, the place where Eastboro intersected with the Backland Bridge. Sometimes interpreting a revelation requires a plethora of practical knowledge and ability to infer. Klein mocked himself, walked to his desk and added another sentence after the previous statement, adding more to the contents written on the piece of paper. I don't know where Ian is. I haven't seen him since we discovered Serial's corpse. However, I learned through my own channels that Ian had appeared at the telegraph office on Baccarati Street. After he finished writing, Klein didn't fold the piece of paper and put it away, nor did he burn it with his spirituality. Instead, he allowed it to remain spread out on the desk, freely revealing its contents. After giving a deep look, Klein went back to the bed and took off his clothes to sleep. Let me add my theory here. 25. Ian stole a high sequence Beyonder item. 26. Also, I think there's gonna be a war between Loan and Intis. I feel like it's gonna escalate. I think it's gonna escalate, guys. Bye, Kilby. Outside the tidy crows, turtles, the crimson moon peeked out from the layers of clouds, shining brightly and perfectly in a house at a Hillstone borough. Force! Who didn't sleep with Chio, sat up suddenly and put her hands to her head. Her relatively pretty face was extremely twisted as if she was a devil. Force pressed against her ears and constantly tossed around in bed as though she was resisting the illusory muttering. Oh, the moon! I think the person who's muttering to him is Mr. Door from Roselle's diary. Sweat trickled down her forehead and veins bulged on the back of her hands. Her body randomly tensed up and rolled. Her originally teasing and languid languid, pale blue eyes were filled with pain. Oh god, why the fuck is that guy muttering so hard? In the depths of those pupils, countless layers of light and shadow seemed to appear. No! Force finally couldn't hold it anymore as she let out a low, tragic cry. Her hands stopped covering her ears and resorted to yanking at her hair, as though she was going to fight with pain. Is she losing control? Oh no. Oh no. After a few minutes of writhing, she finally stopped. The muttering is getting more and more, man. Force, come on. She raised her hands, looked at the handful of slightly curled brown hair, and weakly laughed at herself. I like to chill. Volume 2. On Monday morning, Klein woke up early from his restless sleep and got out of bed. He went on his desk and began to draw the curtains and open the window to let the light and wind into the room. At that moment, he caught sight of the paper on the desk at the corner of his eye. It was facing the window, maintaining its original spot. However, Klein clearly remembered that before he slept, this piece of paper was facing the chair and the bed. Oh! At the moment, he caught sight of the paper. Oh, Ozik's messenger? That flipped over and changed orientation. Someone read it. Klein's pupils constricted as he abruptly reached out and pulled the curtains open. He saw that the oil windows were still shut right, not letting even a waft of wind in. Without any wind, the paper had rotated 180 degrees by itself. Yeah. Someone from the Zmunger gang? No, someone came in without me noticing. Klein felt a chill run up his spine and his head. He was shocked that he didn't realize it while sleeping. This meant that he was almost at the mercy of others and his life of death depended solely on the other party's mood and thoughts. Was he a member of the military special department, or was it the powerful beyonder sent by the ambassador? From the fact that the paper wasn't returned to its original orientation, it's more likely to be the latter. A threat, maybe? Indicating a certain level of warning. Yeah, a threat to be able to sneak in like that without a trace. How incredible. Should I thank him for his kindness? Now there must be a reason why I didn't do something that could have been so conveniently accomplished. I don't want to alarm the members of the military special department who are not monitoring the area. Klein couldn't help but think of countless reasons. The reason he wrote those words last night and spread the paper on the desk was to let others see it. He wanted to let the ambassador know what he wanted to know and delay any possible acts of revenge until the matter was over. Oh my god, that's fucking genius. Until the matter was over so that he himself would have more time to prepare. Cover Klein had expected that the other party would sneak into the room while he was out, and when the surveillance of his house by the special military department would be reduced, who knew that the person in question was able to bypass the beyonders around him and quietly enter the bedroom while he was still sleeping. Remember what he said? If the fucking ambassador is dumb, he's gonna send someone to kill Klein, which, you know, you can never like judge people's actions because, you know, other people have a lot of impulses, right? And that's why Klein thought, oh, maybe it's gonna do that even though it's really stupid, or the ambassador is really smart and he's gonna, you know, not do anything because that's the right thing to Klein right now. And usually like these positions of like government are filled in by nepotism, so I think the first option would have been very likely, but you know, I can't wait for the exams to start going on so nepotism dies out. What's up, Merlin? Someone sneaked... Oh, sorry. The feeling of having his fate controlled by someone else was extremely uncomfortable. A beyonder who was very powerful or with extremely odd abilities. Klein turned his back and faced away from the oriel window and pulled out a copper penny. Someone sneaked into his room last night. I wonder if it's someone on the apprentice pathway. Because they would be the best to infiltrate and sneak in, right? He silently chanted the statesman, and with the help of his body concealment he flicked the coin. The coin rumbled in the air and fell without exceeding Klein's shoulder height and landed in his open palm. This time the number faced up. It's a negative result. No one had sneaked into Klein's bedroom last night. The paper won't have turned around for no reason. Could it be sleepwalking? No, I can't even stay awake after Captain invaded my dream. Klein suddenly frowned and thought of two possibilities. First, the divination was disrupted and resulted in misleading results. 2, the one who sneaked in was not human. Spirit? That's very interesting, by the way. There are things... What? Asik doesn't know that Klein is alive yet, even though, like, Klein is thinking about letting Asik know. Wait, let me restart the music 1 second. So maybe it's just... What if it's like the spirit of Mirsalt or some shit? I mean, it can't be. High level beyonder who can... Why? Okay, so explain to me, why can it be a high level beyonder who made it so you can't divine his like whereabouts and like conceal himself, you know what I mean? So... Yeah, divination was disturbed and there's only missing results. I think the first is more likely. Don't ask us. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry. Okay, let's go. The busy Monday. Let's... Oh my god, it's a meeting and Klein is gonna be on edge. I kind of feel like it was someone from the government. They're like suspicious of Klein, even though the integration last time went really smoothly. We'll see though. It's Monday. It's Monday. The busy Monday. Klein was in no hurry to confirm his general assumptions. He pretended that nothing bad had happened and turned the page that it faced him. I think it's the first option is more likely. The divination was disturbed. The information he wrote about Ingan is completely true. He could still get a positive answer even if he used divination techniques to confirm. Therefore, he believed that the people under the ambassador charge would follow this investigation trail and gain something in return. It was unlikely that they would have the motivation to seek revenge on him for the time being. Similarly, he will continue to spread the paper out on his desk for the military special department who are monitoring him. He will direct the attention away from him as they shifted their focus to Ian Wright. It will then be a race against time to find him before the ambassador. This way, Klein would be even safer. It feels like I'm walking on a tightrope. Is a clown's special trick? He shook his head in an amusement. He shook his head at his own fucking joke, man. He opened the oriel window, hoping to take in the fresh morning air, but there was a thick, choking smog. Ugh! I hate smog, man. Outside that made him quietly close the windows. It would be so fucking funny if the smog kills everyone in background because they all get cancer or something. I mean, that's not funny. People's lives are no joke, but you know, the industrial like revolution and the use of like coal and like fuels fucked up so many people's lungs in the past. Pressing on the paper with Ian's information, the ink bottle, Klein went to the closest bathroom and quickly washed up. Then he picked up the black double-breasted frock coat. Also, isn't the smoke yellow? He said. Like they're probably burning something sus to make it yellow. The black double-breasted frock coat and half-top hat that hung from the rack and walked all the way to the first floor. He had an appointment with lawyer Jürgen for breakfast today. I love Jürgen, man. Music is a bit too loud. Let me change it then. I hate those black boxes, guys. Better? Pulling his silver inlaid cane from the umbrella stand in the foyer, Klein walked along the edge of the street in a thick fog that provided visibility of no more than 10 meters. What the fuck is this smog? Ugh! He rang the doorbell of the dark house. As he clanging sound echoed, a blackly-eyed cat with raised tail suddenly appeared in his mind. Brody! Brody, the black cat is black. Oh, that's why he was Blackie in the quiz as well. Brody, the black cat walked straight to the door. After preparing itself for 2 seconds, it leaped up and grabbed the handle on the door. Then it inevitably fell and twisted the handle with its weight and opened the door. Wow, okay, Brody, let's fucking go. With a creak, the morning wind blew in and the door slowly opened. Brody, the black cat, glanced at Klein hotly as it walked to the side. What a clever cat, Klein praised as he faced the old lady Doris in her white apron. Very fucking clever, by the way. What is the IQI? My country is #1 in the cleanest air. Yeah, we have the best air in the world. Behind Finland, I think. That's why they don't really have an environmental laws. Yeah, that's why regulation and regulation is important. Turn Brody into a Beyonder. What if Brody has like very high spiritual perception? That's why he's so fucking smart. You know what I mean? It's like Adam's soul, but not crazy. Brody the black cat glanced at Klein haughtily as he walked to the side. What a clever cat, Klein praised as he faced old lady Doris in her white apron. Doris laughed as her wrinkles eased. It depends on its mood. Most of the time it acts stupid as though it doesn't know what you're talking about. Ugh, I prepared my best bean turnip soup for you. Eat with bread. Oh, it's an old woman voice. Oh, it depends on its mood. Most of the time it acts stupid as though it doesn't know what you're talking about. I prepared my best bean turnip soup for you. Eat it with bread. Bean turnip soup sounds like something randomly mashed together, Klein smiled. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, true. The lawyer came out of the bathroom. He went home. Regardless if he had just woken up, he was dressed to the nines. What does it mean, dressed to the nines? It's a saying, right? Dressed to the nines means like very fancy. His white shirt was ironed and his brownish yellow vest was tightly fitted. The lines of his trousers appeared to be freshly ironed. My nonchalant king, by the way, Jürgen. The contract you want is a complete check to see if there are any omissions. Jürgen's blue eyes swept over. And he made a small talk as he straight to the point. His brown hair was neatly combed back and the sheen from the pomade was unmistakable. I wonder if Jürgen is a Beyonder on the lawyer pathway, by the way. Alright, Klein leaned his cane, took off his hat and coat and followed Jürgen into the study on the first floor where he received a thick contract. Oh, because making sure like everything is, you know, counted for. He stood there casually flipping through it. The more he read, the more his head hurt, and then they only skimmed through the key clauses. I hope that everything that's needed is in there, as well as the previously omitted clauses, such as the establishment of the 3 instances that will determine how much money is to be supplied to Leopard based on his progress, other than a lump sum payment of £100. The first instance involves £50. Yes, that way I don't have to go to the Backland Bank for the time being and take out the remaining £100 from my anonymous account. What I have on me is enough. I love this side quest, by the way. I feel like Klein investing in like a random bicycle company doesn't have much like effect on the story, but it makes like the world building and the world feel so real. I love that. You know what I mean? Now on, I'm matching Klein having Klein Muretti on his head instead of a hat. Yeah, Klein as a cat boy is so cute, by the way. I've seen the art. Klein crossed the document, smiled at Jürgen and said, I'm satisfied, your professional skills are better than I imagined. As he said that, he took out the 2 £1 notes that I had prepared. Jürgen took out the money, gave Klein the remaining contracts and said in a serious tone, if the error is made during the signing, there are 2 extra copies. Remember to shed the remaining contracts when everything is over. The current iteration of shredding machines was a hand-cranked mechanical shredder. Jürgen was about to nod his head when Mrs. Doris suddenly shouted from the dining room, Good lads! Good lads! It's time for breakfast! My grandmother's hearing as the deteriorated, Jurgen explained as he invited Klein with a hand gesture. Klein followed him into the dining room and saw that Mrs. Doris had scooped out a spoonful of yellow and clean liquid from a black pot and poured it onto the corresponding plate. Here, try the turnip soup, here's your bread. Mrs. Doris smiled and pointed out the suspicious pile of food. What the fuck? Klein, that's rude. Klein looked at Jurgen, who looked even more serious than before. His heart skipped a beat, forcing himself to sit. Oh my god, the food sucks, man. Poor Doris, man. Like, tell her, the food sucks. Sheesh. Klein looked at Jurgen, yeah. Forcing him to sit, Klein broke off a piece of white bread, dipped in the yellow-green soup. Yellow-green color for a soup is not sus. No? And started into his mouth while the spirit of an adventure. He was surprised to find the flavor was actually quite good. The faint salty taste had... Never doubt my goat Doris. I knew that soup was good. I knew it, man. The sweet tang to it was simulated his appetite. It also perfectly brought out the soft, fragrant flavor of the bread. My grandmother was once an excellent cook. Once? Was? Jurgen said casually as he slowly savored his breakfast. Oh, profession maybe? Cook as a profession? Then why do you have to keep a straight face or you don't have any appetite watching you eat? Klein lampooned silently, another lampoon, before immersing himself into the relaxed and happy feelings brought by the delicacy. After leaving the Jurgens, he made 3 transfers to the 3rd Street in St. George Borough, where he made a formal agreement and paid Leopard the first £50. The second sum of £30 will be paid in 2 weeks' time, depending on Leopard's progress. At this point, Klein was left with only £21 and 8 solly. Oh, his savings are diminishing fast. Then he returned to Cherrywood Borough and went to the public library to read the Tussock Times of the past year in search of news regarding the Intis ambassador Lowen Kingdom. When it was almost noon, he finally saw the black and white photo that confirmed that it was the one that he seen in his dream dimension. Oh, it's in the newspaper now. Bakerland John Madan. Klein recited the Intis public ambassador's name. Silently, he left the library and found a small restaurant for lunch. That's not true, by the way. Didn't his name start with an A? Oh, Mr. Ambassador, my bad. Bakerland Jean Madame. At the 10 minutes to 3, Klein pretended to take a nap. He drew the curtains, took 4 steps, and the counting clock was... Meeting time! Clockwork Clockwork's direction arrived about 3 o'clock. He divined in the military special department and relaxed their surveillance on him and received a positive result. He then wrote the divination statement that he had told of in the morning, the infiltrator from last night. Leaning back in his chair, he muttered the sentence. Klein eyelids drooped as he fell asleep. His bedroom came into view in the world of illusion, separation, and obscurity. At that moment, Klein saw a black shadow squirming in the crack at the bottom of the door. So, that's how it got in, as in a black shadow. Okay, so he can like go under the door. At that moment, Klein saw a black shadow squirming in a crack at the bottom of the door. A slender iron black threadworm chilled its way into the room. A threadworm? It arced at the center and then flattened itself, constantly repeating as it proceeded towards the desk. Its movements were extremely stiff, as though it had broken down in a series of slow motions, making it appear quite old. It's something that was controlled from far away. I'm guessing it sees this Munger gang, maybe. The black thread form crept up to the front of the desk and crawled on the top, leaving a trail of quickly evaporating mucus behind. It stopped at the written piece regarding Ian White. Its head lifted up as the middle of its body rose, leaving only the tail to support the body. At this moment, it was just like a human. Skinwalker. After examining it for a moment, the black iron thread form turned the paper around and disappeared back when it came from. So that was the case. That is to say, it wasn't the infiltrator didn't want to take revenge on me last night. He simply didn't have the ability to do so. Unless this iron black threadworm is highly venomous, Klein nodded in eye and he then used divination and obtained information that the Beyonder who manipulated the black iron threadworm was done under Ambassador Bakerland's orders. Yeah, it is. So they were using the worm to spy, like a little drone, but like a worm. You know what I mean? I probably have an hour left. Promise to play tennis. Okay, have fun, dude. No worries. We're gonna stream again on Monday, I think. After all of this, he completely covered in a paper bag in the corner with grey fog and sent a message to the sun. Yay, the sun! When the hands of the pocket which were in place, Klein pulled in justice the hanged man and the sun at the same time. This week's Tower Club happened as scheduled! Yip yip, hurrah! Yip yip, hurrah! The familiar grey fog and blurry human silhouettes appeared. Audrey, who had successfully advanced to sequence 8, half stood up, lifted her skirt and happily greeted them. Good afternoon, Mr. Fool. Good afternoon, Mr. Hanged Man. Good afternoon, Mr. Sun. She's so happy. I love that. Klein, who had activated spirit vision earlier, noticed a change in the surface layer of the astral projection and the depths of Miss Justice's ether body. With the help of the grey fog uniqueness, with a chuckle he said, "Welcome, our Miss Telepathist." Aldrich smiled reservedly and said a few words of humility before turning to face the person across her. "Mr. Hangman, you should be handling this week's 6 pages." More pages! Let's fucking go! "Have you seen the Lord of Mysteries keyboard?" "No, I haven't." "If you want, you can join the Discord to send it to me." Perhaps when Mr. Fool reads it, he will think of something and shares with us a little more of his general knowledge. The corners of her mouth curled up in anticipation. Olga nodded and began to produce the 6 pages of Roselle's diary with Klein's help. Previously, I had thought about consulting the Fool about whether they should directly submit the rest of the diary via sacrifice. However, seeing that Mr. Fool didn't seem too interested or take the initiative to mention it, he gave up on this idea. And this was in line with his understanding. The Fool, Roselle's diary had a certain effect on a godlike man. Mr. Fool, but it wasn't that great, he would have collected, but he definitely wasn't in a rush. Olga Glaze is crazy. Sorry, Fool Glaze is crazy from Olga, man. And it was in line with his understanding of the Fool. The 6 pages of the diary were completed very quickly. As Olga was about to offer it to the Fool, who sat at the end of the long bronze table, he suddenly remembered something. He hurriedly said respectfully, "Mr. Fool, I obtained a piece of information related to the secret order." Oh, that's what we were looking for. There was no obstruction of information on the ocean. It was just timely enough. It just wasn't timely enough. The pirates also violated intelligence and often sent people to the colonial islands to exchange information. They have gathered it was through these channels that Olga learned something about the secret order. I wonder why. By the way, remember, I'm just talking about this from earlier, that Ian and Israel were in a secret organization or some kind of like secret org, right? Is that why Ian took Ezreal's teeth to like confirm his death to the other members? And are they beyonders? Very good. Klein nodded the head slightly, giving his permission to the hangman to recount what he knew. It didn't stop the presence of Miss Justice and the Sun from letting him speak. This would help the former gather more information about the secret order, while the latter understood nothing. At the same time, he allowed the 6-page diary to appear in his hands. The hangman said unhurriedly, "The secret order has some connection with the Intis Republic." Isn't because they were made from the Solomon Empire, like they were serving the... I mean, we know that already from the first episode or like a second or third episode in the middle screen of the donghua. It said that Secret Order wants to bring back the royal family of the previous Intis Republic, right? Am I getting that correctly? The Intis Republic guest Emperor Roselle was from Intis, and Tarantula had sought him out in Trier, the capital of Intis. The Secret Order was also involved in the famous incident at Intis. Well, it's not surprising that the Secret Order still has some connection with the Intis Republic today. They probably had like a revolution to overthrow the monarchy, and the Secret Order, were loyal to the monarchs. As validating his new piece of information with that, he knew clients confirmed that the information provided by the hangman was true. Just in time, I'm going to deal with the ambassador of the Intis Republic. Klein was in no hurry to read Roselle's diary. He looked up at the 3 members. Okay, cool. A meeting is starting. Yeah, I remember that text in the middle of like donghua where we got the information of the Secret Order. It was mentioned that they were like that and they want to like bring back the previous rulers of the Intis Republic or something like that, so that is not a surprise that they're connected to the Intis Republic. Republic, by the way, means that they have no king. It's ruled by someone else? Emperor? Just like how, what was his name? What was the French emperor that conquered like most of Europe? I fucking forgot. Anyway, they have an emperor now, right? They're just looking for Antigonus relics. Didn't see that Saratul helped Roselle in the coup? Yeah, exactly. So Saratul was the leader of Secret Order, helped Roselle in the revolution or coup. Is it coup or coup? I think it's coup, right? Dark Club meetings are definitely the key hook for the book or the first read through. Yeah, exactly. Oh, the Investigator helped Roselle in the coup. Oh, as in their opposite. Wait, what was that? You're right, by the way. What was that donghua in the middle? What was the text again? Can someone remind me? Does someone have the receipts? I low-key wanna read that. Silent P for coup. So coup. Yeah, it's a coup. Coup. It's a coup. 1 second, guys. So Saratul did help Emperor Roselle, but the secret order is not connected to in this like that way, but of course secret order is connected to Roselle in this like through Saratul. Also it's like we know that already. Okay, let's go. Let's find out more. The client also knows it already. It's no surprise. As Klein's knowledge of the mysticism and beyonders deepened as well as his experiments with some of the powers of the space propagatory fog, he no longer felt anxious when facing justice, the hanged man and the sun. He became less preoccupied with maintaining an enigmatic and unfathomable image so as to prevent Terror Club members from cleanly noticing his facade. He now knew that although the deities in this world were powerful and bizarre, they were no means omnipotent and omniscient. Deception was something that only the legendary creator of everything could do, one that only the City of Silver was still worshipping. Wait. Let me make sure I'm still getting it correctly. True. The deities had their limitations, and the deities could also be put into tough situations. That was something Klein could now confirm, be it the Book of Storms or the Revelation of Evernight. They more or less touched upon this. Therefore, at the recent Tarot gathering, Klein was consciously building character traits, slowly shaping himself into a restricted powerhouse who, for some reason, couldn't move freely, but he was almost a deity. He's making his own lore, by the way. Making his own lore. Therefore, the recent Tarot gathering, yeah. This was even if he occasionally showed that he didn't understand certain things and occasionally asked for help, he wouldn't arouse the suspicion of Tarot Club members. Of course, the premise of all this was that through his previous attempts and through the power displayed by his blessed Asik, he had undoubtedly embedded the image of deity-like existence in their minds of justice, the hanged man and the sun. I hope that this building of character traits will succeed. That way I won't have to worry about not being able to answer their questions in the future. Of course, things that are part of quote-unquote general knowledge shall have to be known, and I shouldn't show fear. Klein tapped the edge of the table and said with a chuckle, I want to issue a mission. I feel like Klein is not gonna be like held back by his paranoia now that is gonna be found out by members. I like that. Oh, sorry. Mission. Oh, this ears pricked up slightly as her eyes widened. She was astonished, expectant, and perturbed at the same time. She clearly remembered that this was the first time that Mr. Fool has officially issued a mission. Although he had previously made a few requests, they all involved prepaid rewards. It seemed like he had randomly selected missions to confirm the principle of equal exchange. This time he used the word quote-unquote issue. As a telepathist, Algie was already very good at reading the hidden meanings behind words. Ooh, yeah. This is like the first official mission of Tarot Club. At the same time, she nearly realized that although the hanged man appeared to remain unperturbed, he was actually abnormally tense. As for the sun, he seemed to be muddle-headed, treating this as a very normal thing. You can choose to accept or not. With the help of his clown powers, Klein tone sounded much more relaxed. Another blessed of mine has arrived in Backland. He wants to finish a matter, but it's not convenient for him to show himself. Oh, he means himself. Another blessed, the hanged man nodded seemingly in thought. He wasn't surprised at all. In his eyes, for a powerful godlike existence like Mr. Fool possessing many blesseds, was a matter of fact. I wonder what the sequence number of Mr. Full Blessed is. Well, I still owe quote-unquote his previous Blessed reward, even though Mr. Full reward was paid by Mr. Hankman and quote-unquote he doesn't really care about money. I did pray for help at the time. Furthermore, 5 Summer Hurricane was killed by that Blessed of his. His Blessed will still need some funds for their activities, Audrey thought with some guilt. Frankly speaking, 30,000 gold pounds in a large plantation was an enormous amount of wealth to her, but that alone didn't have any significant effect on her life. It's good having it, but it didn't matter if it didn't. Well, it might feel the pinch a little, Audrey nodded to herself earnestly. As a teenage girl who wasn't considered an adult yet, ignoring the large plantation, she actually didn't have absolute control over the remaining 30,000 pounds. She could only go with her father's arrangement, purchasing some stocks from Backlund Munitions Corporation and invest in a company that was attempting to spin off some of the technology in ironclad warships for commercial ships. The amount she ultimately received and could be used as an allowance was only 5,000 pounds. Only. She said only. However, her fixed annuity had increased by at least 2,000 pounds from its original range of 15 to 25,000. Oh my god, that's a lot of money, dude. The Blessed was only sequence 8. Yeah. Asik is like sequence like 2 or 3 though. Also, it would be pretty funny to see Klein pretend to be his own Blessed. Only 25,000 pounds. Wow, I feel so bad for her. She's starving, you know. Seeing the justice that others hadn't spoken, Klein issued the mission. The task he wants to be completed in the assassination of the Interrepublic ambassador to Lowen Kingdom. Oh my god, that's Aura. The task he wants to be completed is the assassination of the Interrepublic ambassador to the Lowen Kingdom, Baker John Madan. By the way, if this assassination happens and then the Interrepublic is gonna pin this on Lowen Kingdom, this is war. This is literally war. If Intis is like, people from Lowen Kingdom did this, it's literally an all-out war between Intis and Lowen. That's gonna be really interesting to see go down, right? Because usually like war starts with assassinations or small conflicts and small events that can like snowball out of control. And this is definitely one of those like quote-unquote incidents that might happen. Assassinate the Interrepublic ambassador? Audrey lost her composure as she asked in surprise. This would cause conflict between the two countries and might even be an act of war. As a qualified aristocrat lady, her first thought was about international foreign affairs. As for why Mr. Full didn't do himself, she found the answer obvious, which mighty figure would always be helping their subordinates. Funny, he wants you to think like that. After the kingdom suffered defeat at the east coast of Palam, the king didn't personally set off. At most, the general would be replaced and the new troops employed. Rumor has it that Miss Majesty wanted to see it off of the front line, but was stopped by the nobles and officials. Okay, this is a good excuse. We're gonna see a good old Georgie boy soon, I think. Olga was awfully mildly surprised, but as his focus was another matter. Mr. Fool is indeed unable to strongly interfere with the real world. My guess is right. I wonder to what extent can he influence us after establishing our connection. Can he easily take one's life away? Olga, a little pleased with himself, began to let his thoughts wander. Derek blanked out listening to the conversation. What's the Interrepublic? What is an ambassador? The words sound so strange in Jotun. Oh my god. Derek is like in the corner. Like, you know the party meme, man? This one. Derek is here. This person right here does not know what's going on. I feel bad for our son. Klein swept his gaze around and maintained his casual attitude. Which one of you is still willing to accept this mission? What kind of reward do you want? I can't convince myself to kill an innocent man for no reason, and it could be very late to a disaster. Disaster caused by war. Audrey wanted to raise her hand, hesitated. Oh, Audrey is a little bit innocent, you know. Just then the hanging man chuckled and said, I heard that Ambassador Bakerland is also the intelligence chief of the Interrepublic in the kingdom. He secretly supports bloodshed and planned a number of incidents that destroyed the relationship between the nobility and the rich, and they spread rumors to incite the public into standing against the government. Holy shit! Sean Bakerland is a goddamn schemer, man. Interesting. He seemed to notice the hesitation and justice, so he described the dark side of Bakerland in detail. So Audrey again, like, oh, he's a bad guy, we're just gonna kill him. So he's against the current government, I see. He seemed to notice that the hesitation is justice, so he described the dark side of Bakerland in detail. Then he added, I'm not sure if the ambassador is a beyonder, but there are many clues that suggest he may very well be. So I think a lot of like royals and aristocrats are beyonders, because Duke Negan was literally aura farming on Chilangos, and Duke Negan is probably like sequence 4 or 5, something like that I'm thinking, or maybe 3. And I didn't know, maybe I was thinking like, oh, maybe royals are aware of and important and rich people are aware of beyonders, but they don't become beyonders themselves because they're afraid of losing control and shit like that, right? Because, you know, what does a rich man, what does a very wealthy man fear most? Losing their money and death, because when they die they lose their money. Then he added, I'm not sure if he has quite a number of beyonders around him, beyonders that come under his intelligence web. And this department is influenced by the original royal family and Intis, the Sauron family. I see, that's why he wants the government over Dawn to install the Sauron family back to power. They're in control of the early sequences of the Hunter pathway. Oh, only early? Okay. Moreover, the possibility of a war between the two countries depends on how whether or not the upper echelons of both sides want to fight. It was nothing to do with the life or death of a diplomat. After the assassination of Emperor Roselle, Intis suffered several great shocks, but ultimately managed to maintain a stable republican system. Because Sauron family suffered a brutal blow during Roselle's reign, their strength fell tremendously in all aspects, and they could do was accept the reality and change their goal of fighting for a seat in parliament and secretly influence the country's intelligence department and parts of the army. I see, makes sense. So Sauron family has a lot of influence still in Intis, and that really shows. After listening to the information provided by Hanged Man, the hesitation under his heart disappeared. She gracefully nodded and said, for the past few years, the Faesak Empire has expanded rapidly, having defeated the kingdom and the Indus Republic on the Palamis coast and the highlands. As long as we push the blame to them, the higher-ups and the citizens of the Indus Empire, it will be something acceptable and believable. Exactly. Good deduction. Good deduction. I didn't know much about politics, but with her father being a member of parliament in the House of Lords, she still knew certain things. So, maybe there's gonna be a civil war in Indus Republic going on after this as well. Might be a thing. I didn't know much about politics. Yeah, it was drinking of responsibility of shifting the focus on the kingdom's internal problems. The unpopular northern barbarians were the popular and easiest targets for the nobles and ministers. Northern barbarians is crazy. Whether they did or not didn't matter. I know, right? It's like blaming always. Of course, more than 100 years ago, this role was played in Intis and Roselle. After pondering for a few seconds, classic by the way, classic. After pondering for a few seconds, Audrey looked at the seat of honor, feeling a little perturbed and a little guilty. Mr. Fool, I can attempt to complete the mission, but I cannot guarantee its success. On the one hand, she was going to find her father and confirm that Ambassador Bakerland was really the head of the intelligence service. On the other hand, she wasn't going to do it herself either. As a spectator or telepathist, neither one of them was good at combat, and all she could do was gather as much as information about Ambassador Bakerland from high society as she could and delegate the mission. Well, I could get Shio and forced to ask Mr. A to do it, or find a host of the other Beyonder circles. If you ask Mr. A, do you know what's gonna happen? I'm just saying. Mr. A is gonna be like, too dangerous. We're not doing it. I cannot be exposed, things may have to be kept secret, and there might be Intis intelligent agents lurking in those circles. I don't know how much money I'll have to pay, but £5,000 might not be enough. Oh, through all his money that he got, I was already beginning to think of the subsequent plans. Glandin pinned hopes on Sequence 8's Mistrustice to succeed. He nodded and said, what compensation would you like? The formula for the psychiatrist potion. Oh my god, Audrey is on a fucking roll. Audrey is literally on a win streak right now, ongoing, you know, through potions, as well as the corresponding Beyonder ingredients. Oh, we can't wait until the mission is completed before discussing further. If it doesn't succeed, I'll bear the expenses. I still owe your blessed bounty money. So it was given to Mistrustice, £10,000, that's 5,000 and split it equally. Shroud and Grey Folk, Klein pondered for a few seconds. Generational wealth, by the way. Klein pondered for a few seconds and on how much Ambassador Bakerland was worth, and finally decided that he was definitely more valuable than Vice Admiral Chilangos. Sure, Klein replied in normal tone. At this moment, the gangman Olger added, I'll also accept this mission. The compensation can be determined after the mission is completed. Didn't you return to sea? Audrey asked in surprise. Just because I'm not in Backland doesn't mean I can't kill Ambassador Bakerland, Olger said with a smile without giving any detailed explanations. Derek, who was beside him, never had a chance to join the conversation. Klein nodded in agreement. Derek is so left out there. Okay. Immediately turned his gaze to Roselle's diary in his hands. Okay, here we go. Here we fucking go. Roselle's diary. Let's see here actually. Let me write this down as well. Civil war in Intis Republic, overthrow of government and installment of Sauron family to power. There we go. Poor little son. I know, right? I hope that he can, you know, contribute and also follow along in the next topics that we're gonna have in a second here. After the Roselle diary, maybe. Audrey's, what was it called again? Audrey's allowance went to like 25,000 per year, by the way. Which, how much was £1? Wasn't £1 like $186? If you convert it, or was it 300? Was it 300 Chinese yuan? Wait, it was something like that. Let me open my notes. I have it written down there. Let me go to my drive. Google Drive. £1 was $136. So times 25. Her allowance is 3.4 million US dollars per year. What the fuck? Boss money. Girl boss money. I'm gonna get water by the way and copy. You guys can do that as well if you want to. So I'll be right back. Bro, why am I a ghost? Okay. 29th of October. The ladder of the Secret Order Saratul visited me once again. It didn't mention anything specific and just casually chatted with me. I wasn't able to guess his true intentions. It seems like he just wanted to strengthen the communication between us and understand each other better, question mark. Quote unquote, I already met the two high sequence beyonders from the church, but I felt that Saratul was much more powerful and mysterious than them, so I asked him what sequence number he was without much hope, and he ended up actually answering me. He told me that his sequence was 2. Miracle Invoker? What? Okay, wait. On the SEER pathway? Sequence 2. Oh, yeah, this is the title as well. Miracle Invoker. What? Wait. Someone like who invokes miracles. Very descriptive and like up to like what considers a miracle. That's a cool ass name. This is the SEER pathway, by the way. The SEER pathway. That's crazy. Like it can be up to interpretation, like what are miracles, right? It can be anything, but that's so cool. Oh my god, we're jumping from sequence 8 to sequence 2. That's so cool. Miracle Invoker. Well, my theory was that sequence 2 was could be like something like the Lord of Mysteries, you know, like the title of the show, and sequence 1 can be like the Fool or something like that, but sequence 2 is Miracle Invoker. That's so fucking cool. The Saratul was sequence 2. I mean, this pretty much explains that, or it doesn't really confirm, but it reassures me that Saratul is the one doing the murmurs to Klein right now. And this also makes me think that Mr. Zed from Aurora Order is not Saratul anymore. It can't be. It just can't be. It's just too powerful, right? That's the highest sequence that has been revealed, by the way, because before that, actually, sequence 1 Giant has been revealed. I mean, this is the highest sequence outside of sequence 1, because sequence 1 of Corpse Collector is Death. I'm like 99% sure, right? And like, and sequence 1 of assassin is primordial goddess or whatever, right? Yeah, and sequence 1 of what's it called, warrior giant is giant. Anyway, this is Klein's future. Yeah, Klein is gonna be Miracle Invoker in volume 6 or 7. That wasn't even a joke, man. God. Sequence 2 in the Church of Insurgents categorization. That's proportion of an angel close to that of a deity. Julie is more powerful than the alchemists and arcane scholars that I met before, but my intuition tells me that Zaratul isn't telling the whole truth. Sequence 2 might just be his former position, or that it's just about to advance. Miracle Invoker, a master of creating miracles. The name of this potion makes one's imagination run wild. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I freaking said, dude. This is the corresponding sequence 2 of SEER, a miracle invoker who controls fate. Sounds pretty much like it's like aura. I tried probing Zaratul if the word miracle refers to miracle of fate. That's the SEER pathway, is one that slowly understands and grasps fate as to control it. Zaratul ignored the first question and told me that fate is just one of the parts of SEER pathway. It's not even its main focus. The pathway that really represents fate is monster. Oh god, that's very poetic. The pathway that truly represents fate is monster. Interesting. I'm gonna copy this for my later notes as well. He raised a few examples which were all potion names of monster sequence. Sequence 7 Lucky, Sequence 5 Winner. What? Sequence 2 Soothsayer, Sequence 1 Snake of Mercury. Sequence 1 Snake of Mercury! Oh my god, sequence 1 is not monster. I've been bamboozled. I've been bamboozled. My theories are all wrong. My theories are all wrong. My theories are all wrong. No. Oh my god, my theories are all wrong. What do you mean sequence 1 monster is not monster? What do you mean? Is there a possibility? Wait, sequence 9 monster. Wait, sequence 9 monster. No, sequence 9 is called monster. I'm just freaking out for no reason. The pathway can just be called... The pathway can just be called Snake of Mercury. That's a very weird name of a pathway though. Yeah, because sequence 9 is monster. It's written right here. I'm just panicking for no reason. I'm just going into hysteria at this point. Okay, let's keep reading. Interesting. Alchemist and arcane scholar meet to high-level sequence in Albath phase to search of steel and machinery. Okay, yeah. What does Snake of Mercury mean? Dog. Okay. Soothsayer. Winner. Winner as aura, by the way. Lucky. What does these fucking names mean? Oh, what does winner on the monster pathway? That's unexpected. Lucky. You know that sequence 8 is robot, because the quiz spoiled me. If you haven't watched the quiz video, go check it out. Maybe it was mentioned in the first volume, but I'm not sure. Sequence 7 is lucky? How do you act as lucky? Because you get lucky, but how can you act as lucky? Just try to get lucky, so go gambling. Sequence 5 is winner. Winner. Sequence 2 Soothsayer. Sequence 1 Snake of Mercury. I'm doubting my sequence 1 theories now. Leave everything up to luck. Yeah, just turn off your brain. I remember Soothsayer being at sequence 9 in your notes. Nope. I guess I removed it. There was some misunderstanding last time, I'm pretty sure, right? I think you told me to remove it or something. Snake of Mercury. What's sequence? So, sequence 3, 4, 6 is missing. And then we have the full, complete sequence of Monster Pathway, by the way. That's insane. That's actually insane. I can't believe we are here. Okay, Saratul, please keep dropping me info. Please, please, please. More lore drops, please. This was the first sequence 1 I got to know. It hit me right in the face. Yeah, that's what I felt like, man. According to what I know, the Monster Pathway should be controlled by the life school of thought. This school seems to also have parts of the apothecary sequence pathway. They propose 3 major divisions: the world of absolute rationality, the world of spirit, and the material world. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, they have parts of the apothecary diary. Does that mean you can switch from monster to apothecary diary? Right? Diary, sorry, pathway. I'm brainwashed by apothecary diaries. Anyway, does that mean maybe you can switch from monster to apothecary sequence and pathway? So that's the true fate pathway according to Saratul. Yeah, but what if Saratul is wrong though? Can we trust this bozo? But according to him it is, yeah. I mean, that's kind of sort of weight coming from a sequence 2 seer, miracle invoker. So we just can't discard his words, but he can just also maybe deceive Roselle with his words, because remember, from the beginning I thought Saratul might be manipulating Roselle to do Saratul's bidding, you know? Church of Evernight Goddess have the Mystery Briar. Yeah, but also they have the Sleepless, or the Death Pathway. Saratul is a seer and thus a fraud. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. It's a fraud pathway. Oof, let's continue. Saratul told me that the Life of School of Thought specializes in astromancy, seeking to use medicine, music, light, wine, and fragrance to eliminate paths with unfavorable star readings and fate, to believe that disasters and diseases are caused by the loss of balance between man and nature, as well as the balance between the man and his own mind. He had a meaningful that Life of School of Thought worships the moon. Okay. Okay, interesting. He added meaningfully that the Life of School of Thought worships the moon. Why worship the moon and not go a step further, the Evernight Goddess? The star took up 2 pages and was clearly copied from both sides of the original. A sort of information. So, the moon that, when it comes out and murmurs to Force, I thought it was always like high sequence apprentice. But, maybe there's a lot of like overlapping worship. Maybe the connection between the apprentice pathway and monster pathway. Maybe you can switch to monster and apprentice, like back to back. I mean, not back to back, but we switch between them. Yeah, the way I was looking for between. This diary took up 2 pages. Oh wait, the Evernight. Oh wait. The Church of Evernight has Sleepless and Mystery Briar, and we know that you can switch between Sleepless and Death Pathway. So that means you can switch from Sleepless to Mystery Briar, maybe. But that's not confirmed. They also have sequence 9 of Seer. Interesting. There's a lot of information lying inside in heartfelt silence. This was also the first time he was learning of a sequence 1 potion name. Snake of Mercury, a snake of fate, really made one feel a pinning 4. Similarly, it's my first time learning of Sequence 2. I now know the corresponding Sequence 2 of SEER. The name Miracle Invoker sounds pretty good. It contains deep meaning and doesn't sound lovely. Of course, compared to Soothsayer, it doesn't seem a little inferior. Fate is only part of the SEER pathway and it's not even main focus. I have to remember this. I should constantly reflect on myself and not end up steering towards fate. Might result in failure of my quote-unquote acting. Saratul's words don't seem contradictory. The monster pathway is the real path of fate. So Soothsayer is Sequence 2. If that's the case, then I already knew of Sequence 2 in the past. Exactly, and for some reason, I misunderstood and thought Soothsayer was another, like, pathway. There's a logic to neighboring pathways, but you don't have enough clues to well at this point. Also, neighboring pathways are really well to put it, because I always say a different thing, like, oh, you can, like, switch between those pathways. But yeah, neighboring pathways are a good word. I'm gonna use that from now on. Although he didn't take his eyes off the paper, Klein was seriously considering his own sequence chain. Oh my god, bro is putting a tree in his head. To this experience in digesting the two potions, SEER and Clown, and because he could spy and revere fate, he was able to... Oh my god, remember the opening of the donghua with the tree? I feel like... you know how the tree... the donghua, the opening of the tree, where the tree goes up? There are the... not the branches, but... Yeah, the branches. There's one big branch, and then there's three, like, smaller branches. I wonder if the three smaller branches in the big branch were neighboring pathways that you can switch between. Remember that? When I said tree, I immediately remembered of the pathway tree from the donghua. To this experience in digesting the potions, SEER and Clown, and because he could spy and revere fate, he was able to be a little prescient regarding fate. However, he will still be helpless towards the development of fate. He had slowly been equating the essence of his beyond pathway to fate. If it wasn't for his diary, it was very likely that he wouldn't even used as a premise to comprehend quote-unquote act for the subsequent sequences. As for whether or not Saratul was lying, what Klein was certain of, that monster pathway was definitely the sequence of fate, which was consistent with that he had seen from the confidential information of the Nighthawks and with the potion named he had heard earlier, Soothsayer. Now that there was a fate sequence, the SEER pathway was unlikely to be a repeat. This would result in some degree of overlapping, and it wouldn't be inconsistent with how each of the current sequences had different characteristics. Exactly. What if the SEER pathway, monster pathway are neighboring pathways? I didn't even realize this till now. Now, if I go back to donghua, look at the branches, I can literally confirm all of the neighboring pathways, which I'm not gonna do because I feel like that's spoiler now. But yeah, someone can check. Someone who has finished the novel, go check and let me know. But so I will never go back and look at the tree, man. It would be inconsistent with how of each current sequence had different characteristics. Therefore, Klein had inclined to believe that Saratul had said this was inclined to believe that fate was only part of the SEER pathway, not even its main focus. I see. Checking now. Thank you, Hopeland. It's not. Oh, I checked. Oh, okay. That would be really clever from the donghua team, though. The value of these 2 pages is invaluable to the present me. The alchemist and the arcane scholar should be the higher sequence of the savant pathway. Okay. From Roselle stone, they definitely won't belong to sequence 2 and 1, that's to say they're sequence 4 and sequence 3. For the time being, it's impossible to determine which is sequence 4 and which is sequence 3. Klein gathered his thoughts, flipped the diary and continued reading. As for why the life of School of Thought only worshipped the moon and didn't believe in the Evernight goddess, which symbolized the crimson moon, he was unable to ponder too deeply about it due to the lack of information. I'm gonna write down my theory here. It's 28, SEER and monster are neighboring pathways. Monster is the quote-unquote fate pathway. SEER has connections to fate, but not its main topic. I wonder what the main topic of the SEER pathway is then, if not fate. It's not related? Okay, that would have been so cool though if it was. Big ass tree. The third page was Roselle's recount of inventing a practical steam engine. At times he was afraid of suffering crackdowns, at other times afraid that the fruits of his labor will be seized by powerful figures. His words displayed his fear of being persecuted. My fruits of my labor. Bro, you had zero original thought, Roselle. To think that even Emperor Roselle, who thought of himself as the protagonist of an era, would have such a perpetued and worried side to him, like paranoid. The corners of Klein's mouth twitched as he flipped through the front page of the diary. 18th April, Matilda is pregnant. Ooh. I guess Roselle impregnated someone. It's the... Can you impregnate assassin pathway when they were men in the past? I wonder that now. Can Trissy get pregnant? I guess, yeah. Why not? Right? Because completely a woman. Why not? Yeah, exactly. Why not? Is to be expected, and I can even tell you exactly which love-making session she conceived in, because I felt a decrease in my beyonder characteristics. When you get someone pregnant, when you pregnate someone, you decrease your beyonder characteristics because you're getting a child? Interesting. Once the conception is successful, my own beyonder characteristics will follow a mysterious connection and part of it will transfer off to my child. Smart, actually. Oh my god. Why are we hating on the coach Roselle? Because he has zero original thoughts, guys. Don't answer anything. Unless I'm like getting in everything, like unless I'm misremembering something or mixing up a theory and a fact, then you can correct me. I'd rather ask Archbishop Van Esti, worriedly, he told me that this is a normal phenomenon. As for sequence 7 and below, beyonder characteristics will not be passed on to the next generation. It seems absurd. Sequence 6 and 5 will naturally pass down a portion, but it will not affect the parent's strength. As for the child, they will be born with a certain beyonder powers close to that of sequence 9. Oh, like high spirituality, kind of like admissal. As a result, their pathway is basically fixed. Oh, they can't choose a new pathway. So, Pro is putting his children on the savant pathway as well, that he completely hates, by the way. At high sequences, the inheritance of beyonder characteristics is something one can control. One can choose to pass down or not, or one can even choose to pass down just a little bit, a third, half, or all of them. Interesting, so you can keep the chain going, right? In other words, the children born from high sequence beyonders might be born as beyonders. As for the sequence number, it's all up to either one of the parents to decide. I wonder if the descendants of the deities are like this as well. I guess so, right? So Asik is a descendant of death. Did Asik get immediately like... Yeah, he got a shortcut. He didn't like have to work for it, right? Even though it was still like hard work going to sequence 3 or 2 or whatever Asik is. But after reading the diary, there were only two phases in the client's mind: law of beyonder characteristics indestructibility and law of beyonder characteristics conservation. In the law of governing survival beyonder creatures, it's no wonder that some magical animals will reproduce only before they die. It's no wonder there will be a phenomenon of increased killing and bloodloss after childbirth. The target will be of their own race or even their partner. This is to supplement their beyonder characteristics. According to this logic, if it traces all the way back, where did the earliest beyonder characteristics come from? Produced out of thin air, from the creator who created everything. Imagine getting... Wait. So if they have part of the beyonder characteristics... Wait, let me cook. If they have part of the beyonder characteristics and you don't lose out of strength, can't you like spawn... Can you not just farm XP? Can you not just spawn kill the babies? Let's see, you get like 30 women pregnant, they all give birth, you kill your own children, like spawn camp them, and you get the beyonder characteristics from them to advance to a higher sequence. Isn't that a strat? That sounds like a strategy. No? Get it from you, so it's recycling. Oh, it's like going in circles. Oh, it's rover sequence. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. It's useless for you. Yeah. You just gain what you lost. Okay, yeah, true. I thought I found like infinite glitch. Infinite XP glitch. Yeah, true, it's just a recycling, that's so true. Since Miss Justice had already advanced to telepath, his client controlled the urge to note and continue to leaf through the pages. The 5th page was Roselle's criticisms about how no one could enjoy his pop music, idiot, and thought that he was making noise, while at the same time he mused how refreshing stories was a common pursuit of different people from different worlds, and that the popularity of the novels he plagiarized from the Count of Monte Cristo allowed the newspaper he founded to flourish. Fucking zero thought, man. Zero fucking thought. That'd be horrible. I know, that would be so horrible, man. Wireless conversation law, true. You can sell it? Infinite money glitch instead? Emperor, is there anything else you haven't done? With a smile, Klein turned to the 6th and final page. 10th of November, I received the great pirate Savigny Solomon a secret at the White Maple Palace. I hope that he will plunder my opponents on the new sea route and strike at the ships of Pesach, Laon, and Feinabotter. Okay. Some like imperialism going on or some war talks. And I promised to help him advance to a high sequence Beyonder. The Beyonder pathway of Black Emperor has its names that are strange as the Demoness pathway. Again, we're getting so many freaking reveals. The Emperor pathway of the Beyonder pathway of Black Emperor was names that are strange as Demoness pathway. Corruption, confusion, the Fallen, disorder. However, in order to match the Black Emperor, they added on their own suffixes: Baron of Corruption, Mentor of Disorder, Earl of the Fallen, and Prince of Abolition. They're not giving me the fucking sequence number though. So I'm just gonna copy this, and when I get the sequence number, we're gonna write it down. Corruption, that's easy to act, also acting as well. Remember, it's always like not as straightforward. Confusion, the Fallen, disorder. Okay. I like how they add their own suffixes and makes it more aura. Baron of Corruption, Mentor of Disorder, yeah. In order for Savigny to live up to his name, I decided to confer him the title of Earl of the Court in secret. Earl of the Court! The Court is another sequence name, right? Try ranking them with noble rankings, that's so fucking smart. What do you think of Skibidi Toilet episode 6, 7? I don't know, man. 6, 7, these nuts, please. Try ranking them with noble. Yeah, true. I don't know anything about like aristocratisms, but I can try. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Earl of the Fallen. Okay, the Prince is above. Prince. Earl is like here. Baron is like here. This is like ranking the Prince. That's very good tip, by the way. Baron, Mentor. Mentor has to be down here, right? Prince of Abolition. Earl of the Court. Well, this is a different one though. I don't think it works. But I think Prince is, I guess Abolition is a higher sequence than Baron, Earl, and Mentor. I think that's for sure. I don't know where Court is here, but Court might be like sequence 8. Which is like a pirate Savigny. Oh, Solomon though, from the Solomon family. Savigny Solomon. Interesting. More like sequence. That's so crazy. The diaries are. Oh, the diary pages are the best part, I swear. Savigny has a child named Nast Solomon, and my intuition tells me that he will dominate the 5 seas in the future. Was Nast mentioned before? Sounds so familiar. Isn't this a pirate king? Isn't Nas the pirate, one of the pirate kings? He could be keeping him a rank in his court, yeah. Nas Solomon, the king of the 5 seas. Yeah, exactly! He is the king, bro. The king of the 5 seas, Nas who claims to be descendant of the Solomon Empire. He actually is too. To think that he was born during the Roselle period, Klein was stunned. Since Roselle had mentioned the term New Sea Route, Klein had easily determined the corresponding year. It was in 1194 that the New Year Sea Route was discovered and the southern continent was found, and Roselle was assassinated in 1198. Fucking W assassin, by the way. I'm just saying. Like, Roselle deserves more hate. Diary would only have been written between those 2 years. Also meant that it was about 251 years ago. So that's what I mean, right? That's what I mean. That's what I mean. High sequence beyonders live longer. They live a lot longer. I mean, the fact that deities exist just prove that. The deities existing it just proves that they live longer, and I wonder, like, Asik as well proves that, right? So if he's about 151 years old, probably like sequence 3, sequence 4 maybe. Like this, what it has in common with cultivation is that the higher you go in the sequence, the longer you live, right? The assassin is quoted. Imagine if he was assassinated by someone on the assassin pathway, like middle of having a loving moment, you know what I mean? Just like that one politician from the first volume. If Nas, the king of 5 seas, was the Nas Solomon Roselle had spoken of, he almost 160 years old. It's this due to other reasons, or do high sequence beyonders obtain an extension of their lifespan in the first place? Yeah, they do. Klein thought seriously. He gathered his thoughts and let his diary disappear from his hands, and then he looked at us and said, "You are free to trade or communicate now. Mr. Full has no general knowledge to tell us today." Audrey was slightly disappointed. She turned her gaze to Sun and said, "Can I exchange information related to the dragon from you?" Ooh, because he needs the dragon item, right? Are they not in order? I'm not sure. But who are you talking to? He gathered his thoughts. Are you... Looked at Justice... Wait, what? She clearly remembered that Mr. Sun called the spectre pathway the dragon pathway. Yeah, exactly. And that he said it originated from dragon race. Sure. By the way, dragon is also the symbol behind... what was his name? Justice. In the chair. Just like how Klein has a symbol of like that little staff with the eye and on top of that, right? Sure, I want the secret aid potion formula for Bard, answered by the son Derek, who had been silent all this time. In hesitation, he had wanted to use this in exchange for information on the world where Justice and the Hanged Man were living, so that he would always be confounded by what he heard. However, seeing that his process of digesting the potion was nearing completion, he still made his advancement his top priority. Whew, here we fucking go, man. What a chapter. W chapter, right? Cell is great, you're a fucking delusional. He just copies everything, man. He has zero original thought. Anyway, by the way, we're gonna read more, but I just wanna tell you guys that tomorrow, if you're not in my Discord, please join. Tomorrow, we're doing an Among Us play. We're gonna play Among Us tomorrow. So, I'm just gonna create the event. We played Among Us last time as well, and it was amazing. So it's starting tomorrow on the 10th at 2 my time, and then Among Us. So if you wanna join, please come and please join my Discord, and we're gonna play. Last time we were playing as well. Here we go. Like the stream? Exactly. Anyway. What an amazing, amazing chapter. I'm just saying. We had Roselle's diary. We got so many reveals. I feel like this is the longest chapter I spent discussing because there was so much info dropped by Saratul and Roselle in his notes. Like, I love how his notes are informative, and it's not like the gooning stuff that he was talking about before about like women and stuff. Like, I remember like one of the diaries, it was like, oh, the women here are so ugly or some shit like that. Like, if you think women are ugly, just go for the assassins, man. Unless maybe he doesn't know about the assassin pathway, but he was talking about like parties and stuff like a few times, but these have been really useful, right? For example, the entirety of the monster pathway, missing like 3 sequences, is filled in, right? Sequence 1 is Snake of Mercury, which is, what the fuck does it even mean? It sounds so cool. And we made a theory as well that SEER and Monster are neighboring pathways, and Monster is the true fate pathway, and not the SEER one. SEER has like fate characteristics. We don't know what the main topic of SEER pathway is. It's a whole circus, that's for sure, but what is its purpose? We don't know. We have to find that out. I think the full purpose is mystery. I know, I don't know. Like, this is something we have to fill in by reading. It's a mystery in itself, you know what I mean? Also, the pathway of the Black Emperor, the Black Empire. For example, where was it? Disorder, confusion, fallen, abolition, court, by the way, and also the King Nast Solomon of one of the Pirate Kings is also direct descendant of the previous Savingi Solomon, who was an acquaintance of Saratul and Roselle, and is very old. And we learned that a higher sequence you are, the older you get, which already was my theory. Anyway, Dragon of Imagination, let's go. In his lifetime diary, it's bound to have used info, and I kinda like that. I kinda like that in a sense that it gives the world more realism and more life to it. It feels natural, not forced. I like that. Even though I thought they were gonna be more like Roselle, like daily life kind of stuff, you know. Audrey wasn't surprised by the son's request, since the tracking method had proliferated in the City of Silver. In the amount of time he had passed suggested that it was likely that he was close to the end of his digestion period. Seeking a subsequent potion formula was definitely one of his highest priorities. I wonder how the bard acts, sing poetry every day. When encountering combat, dodges to the side and uses singing to bring courage and strength to his companions. Yeah. Or perhaps he will first bless himself before charging forward with a hammer and sword raised. I wonder if it will bring about an improvement in his singing ability. That would be so fucking cool, by the way. It's possible then he will definitely be an outstanding singer or opera singer. Good observation, Audrey. Audrey thought with a great interest she purposely didn't express her stance in a hurry, so as to let the son praise the price again. This wasn't something she learned from her tutor or from her beyond her characteristics she had attended. It was purely a technique she had developed herself after she advanced to become a telepathist. I will try my best to find the sequence 8 potion formula corresponding to the bard pathway, but it won't be today. Are you satisfied with this condition? Audrey said in deliberation before looking at the seat of honor at the ancient table. We can seek Mr. Fool's help to bear witness to his agreement. At that moment, Klein laughed and replied, Miss Justice, perhaps I can provide the light so blind formula for you. Audrey's eyes lit up as she quickly nodded slightly. No problem then. What should I use to exchange with you? Money! Money, money, money. Music too loud. Tell me those things before. Early Reach Volume 2. It took pretty long time. Buy him for myself. If I haven't thought of it yet, Klein chuckled and said, "Don't worry, perhaps my blessed will require help in certain matters in the future." Yeah, because he's gonna pretend to be his own blessed, right? His thoughts were very simple. If he allowed Misjustice to obtain the formula of light for blind and beyond the circles, then it wouldn't be knowledge he had stolen from the eternal blessing sun at the cost of near immolation be for naught. Exactly. At very least, I will be wasted at the Darrot Club. Alright, I will do my best to help them, Audrey promised happily. Klein pressed his hands together and a yellowish-brown piece of goatskin parchment appeared before him. On it was the formula for light supply potion, including substitute ingredients and their ancient names. Furthermore, they were all translated to Jotun. Main ingredients: a piece of brilliance rock or powder dazzling soul, blood of a mirror hedgehog, oh no, poor hedgehog, or the heart of a magma titan. Supplementary ingredients: a golden edge sunflower, 3 drops of aconite juice. With a gentle push, the goatskin appeared in front of the sun. Although he could pray to Mr. Full to recall the formula even if he forgot it completely, Derek still diligently memorized the formula. It took him quite a while before he said, "Miss Justice, we can talk about the dragons. Mr. Fool, I seek your permission to speak with Mr. Sun alone." Interesting. Audrey, you raised your hand. Interesting. No. We are gonna listen. How was Volume 1? It was amazing. I love the details and in depth that the novel goes into. Audrey quickly raised her hand. I don't think Fool will agree to that. She generally believed that Sun, even though they're gonna talk alone, Klein can just spy on them. But that will like be kind of weird. Like he's breaking their trust, and if they find out, they're gonna leave the Darrot Club. She originally believed that Sun will put the appropriate content on paper for her to read, but it will be inconvenient for her to ask questions. She would have a pen to pen her questions and push them back to him. Such a way, communication was utterly cumbersome. Speak with him alone. In such a conversation, you probably wouldn't understand what the Sun is saying. Likewise, for the Sun, Klein nodded as his voice remained placid. All right. In the Beyonder Circles, Hermes was language one had to master. Ancient Hermes was something that one could learn. It was relatively popular. Jotun, Dragonese, and Elvish were relatively less popular, so few people knew them. I can speak Dragonese. Fosruda! That's cringe. I did that joke last time and I can see how cringe that is. Anyway, the moment it was said, Klein isolated the hanged man, preventing him from seeing or hearing. Olger had a certain interest in the knowledge of dragons, but it wasn't enough for him to pay the price of listening, so he kept silent and waited. Seeing that Mr. Fool had made a gesture for them to start talking, the son Derek remained silent for a few seconds, organized his words, and said, "The dragons are mortal enemies of the Giant King." Interesting, okay. They all look like magnified lizards, and their entire bodies are covered in scales of different colors. Their 4 limbs are thick and powerful, and their wings are wide enough to drive the giant bodies to flight. They are the rulers of the sky. They have a myriad of abilities. Some have the ability to breathe fire, others abilities to command lightning, bring corrosion, or even creating frost, but these are not mainstream among the dragons. The Mind Dragons occupies the greatest number of dragons with the Dragon King. The Mind Dragons occupies the Mind like Spectator. What's up, Serena? Welcome back. Or Shera, sorry. With Dragon King UNCUT as their representative. Okay. So that means there are different types of dragons, including the Mind Dragons, who are like the majority. Or great number. They might not be the majority, but they might be the most of them. The Beyonder pathway that stems from the Mind Dragon is the Spectator. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. In the city of Silver, they call it the Dragon pathway. Ooh. Dragon pathway sounds cold. Oh my god. With regards to the main trades, with regards to similar traits, Derek had initially prepared to recreate the historical text, but upon discovering that Mr. Justice and Mr. Hanged Man didn't seem to share the same world, they do share the same world, it's just that world is like cut off from the rest of the world. He actually realized the value of the widely known history of the City of Silver. Thus he only talked about dragons this time, and he spoke nothing of giants, elves, mutants, phoenixes, vampires, etc. God, I'm overwhelmed, dude. The King of Dragons, Angewell, the alliance with the Circle of the Church. Audrey nodded, slightly, politely refraining from interrupting the son's narration. Derek recalled the contents of the textbook and said, "Back then, the most powerful and most terrifying dragon was the Dragon King Anquelt, also known as the Dragon of Imagination." Oh, Dragon of Imagination, that's so cool, because he can be the elusive dragon, like, is he real, is he not real, is he a legend? Pronounced Unquelt. Unkewelt. Unkewelt? Unkewelt. Also known as the Dragon of Imagination. Apart from it, his son Azuhod. Oh gosh. Azuhod blanket the sky as well, overlooking the famous powerful figures across the land of the and sea. Its name was the Dragon of Nightmare. Oh! Dragon of Nightmare. Oh my god. Also, these names seem ancient, by the way. They are ancient, that's why. They don't sound, these pronunciations are killing me. I'm rage baiting. And you're falling for it. These names are, legendary and old, right? Regarding the Dragon of Imagination, Unkewelt, I don't know, man. I'm fake rage baiting so I can like defend myself and feel better. There was a legend that whatever he imagined will manifest. The kingdom he imagined will definitely descend upon the material world. The future, it declares, will definitely play out and become reality. What? Oh, it's a legend though. That's why it's called imagination. Not because he's elusive, but because he can imagine things and becomes reality. Isn't it kinda like 008? Where you imagine something is gonna happen and actually happens? Is it similar? Is the 008 a Beyonder artifact from the Dragon Pathway maybe? Yeah, this is... I think so, because remember, artifacts, the great artifacts are all like connected to Beyonder abilities. So what you write down, what you imagine becomes reality if it's a reasonable development and has a logical meaning to it. Let me write that down, chat. 008 is a high-level Dragon Pathway artifact. Or monster pathway artifact, because isn't monster the true fate pathway, and it's riding your fate kinda, even though it's more like imagination where you imagine something and becomes true. That's what I think. Wait. It's kinda ironic that Audrey is on a pathway. By the way, I just wanna say this. I think it's kinda ironic that Audrey is on a pathway that has the Dragon of Imagination, that can like imagine anything he wants and he can get it. It's a legend, I know, but Audrey already has everything. Isn't it kinda ironic? Because he already has everything that she can imagine. Wealth, basically. I guess she doesn't have anything that she can imagine, but she has wealth, and money can basically buy 99% of things you want. Yes, and money can buy happiness, by the way, right? I don't fall for the propaganda. I don't learn for the propaganda that money doesn't buy happiness. That's just some like rich people propaganda. I'm not gonna fall for that. Yeah, anyway. I think it's ironic. This constantly frowned. It wasn't for the fact that Justice Audrey was focused on listening to the sun. She definitely would have noticed this abnormality, even if he was covered by the thick grey fog. The description made him think of sealed artifact 008. There we go! I said it before! Klein! Let's fucking go. The declared future will definitely play out. They share similar characteristics. Klein leaned back in his chair. He looked relaxed, but in fact, he was even more focused. Dragon of Imagination. How cool. That is the mark of a deity. Audrey's eye lit up when she heard him, filled with excitement and anticipation. Learn English, please. Yeah. Derek paused for a few seconds before continuing. Its son, Dragon of Nightmare, Alzuhod, is similarly terrifying and control the hearts of every living creature and make them act according to his will. Like a puppet master? And these living creatures will find hard to sense it, believing that their actions were of their own will. It also fabricates real nightmares into reality, causing many living creatures to unknowingly participate in them. It will give them cruelest and shocking ends. Like, it's like Sequence 7 Nightmare, but on crack. Legend has it especially loves mischief. They will let a prince kiss a princess to wake her up, but the princess is already mostly rotten away. Oh, it will make ordinary girls wear dancing shoes and dance in front of the prince, but find themselves unable to stop dancing until their deaths. It will create all kinds of coincidences and push the fates of many living creatures towards tragedy. Coincidences again, man. Are you talking to Chin or me? Fanbear. You're talking to me or chat? Okay. I was worried for a second because I do speak like I'm slurring on my words sometimes. All kinds of coincidences. It sounds even more like 008, exactly. But the yeah, it literally is. Of course, I don't know much about the SEER artifact. Klein resisted the urge to stroke his chin as he made himself look like an immutable ancient bell. What a wild dragon, however, its abilities are very interesting, Audrey said, half sighing, half excited. Is the future of the Spectre pathway? No, I have to go to the dragon pathway. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to switch to another sequence. Audrey wished that she could immediately become a sequence 7 psychiatrist and continue her rapid advancement. She is so locked in, by the way. The son Derek answered sincerely. It has been 2,000 or 3,000 years since the history of the dragon and the Trant King. 2 or 3K, so this third epoch? Everything comes from the textbooks and legends, so there is no guarantee of its authenticity. I mean, legends all have some truth to it, right? At least your history remains intact. Audrey was in a good mood. And then the creator awoke, and the dragon of imagination, dragon of nightmare, and other famous dragons fell from the sky, losing everything, including their lives. The cataclysm, or like the great purge. This resulted in lack of sunlight for 49 days, causing countless of volcanoes to erupt, as well as tides that drowned everything. A cataclysm. Other dragons declined, they could only hide away in various dangerous areas. Then their own Giant King was destroyed by the creator as well, Derek said in a heavy tone. This is different from the history I know. Wasn't it the Lord of Storms? Oh, propaganda! Klein fell for the propaganda! Wasn't it for the Lord of Storms, eternal blazing sun, and the god of knowledge and wisdom who led humanity to defeat the giants and kill their kings? Arthur felt confused, as though time and history were somehow out of place. That's propaganda made to worship Lord of Storms, eternal blazing sun, and the god of knowledge and wisdom. It was actually the original creator. Klein was also puzzled by it and felt the same true history wasn't riddled with mysteries, especially as it was from the second epoch, not third epoch, my bad, a time more ancient than history. By the way, I always say this, right? History books are written by the victors, because they have nothing to lose. You can just, write anything you want, and that's the truth because you won, right? Most of the legends recorded in the church ancient texts should be fake, but this history of City of Silver cannot be completely believed. What would real history be like? He gathered his thoughts, smiled, and asked, "Is the change over?" "That's all I know," Derek replied in shame. Aw, that was really good, Derek. Good job. Round of applause for Derek. He felt that the information he had provided didn't match the value of the light supply and potion formula. It did. Audrey quietly drew a breath as the corners of her mouth curled upwards. "I'm very satisfied. I know my future direction," she added aptly in her mind. After a few more exchanges, Klein announced the end of the Fixed Tarot Club. After sending off Miss Justice and others, he didn't linger any longer and quickly returned to his bedroom to reduce the risk of discovered by others. In Empress Borough, the opulent villa of Earl Hall, Audrey happily paced back and forth, planning to reward Susie with a few dog treats. Oh my god, let's go, Susie! Just then she heard a knock on the door. From the sound of her footsteps and the cane, she would tell that it was her personal maid Annie. "Welcome back, Annie. Come in." Audrey looked in the mirror, smoothed her hair and straightened her back. Annie came in with a piece of paper and smiled. "Miss, a telegram from your name from Southern Continent." Sudden encounter with Alfred, brother. Thought of her other brother, took the paper in the light and examined closely. It was indeed her second elder brother, Alfred Hall. He was sent a telegram from the east coast to the Palam Empire and read, I found the rainbow salamander we wanted. 2 in total, please await its delivery. But I don't need it anymore. Audrey Foss blinked and thrown the red sharply to Susie. The large golden retriever wagged her tail and stupefied expression. That's so funny, man. That's so fucking funny. I love that. I love this so much. Opulent villa. I know, right? I have an opulent villa as well. I live in a 2-apartment Soviet building on the 4th floor. Anyway, what a cool chapter, dude. What an amazing lore drop. Again, we're getting good, so good with the lore drops, especially from Tarek, and also the potion names revealed from Roselle's diaries, which was like basically diary pages were the main course, and Tarek's info was the dessert. We eat so good today. We ate so fucking good. Anyway, the dragon race was defeated, and the giant were created by the true creator, or the original creator. Sorry, not true creator. Aurora Order Wishes. It was him. And in textbooks in Loan it says they were defeated by multiple gods working together, right? The Evernight Goddess, the Lord of Storm and Machinery, the Lord of Storms, the God of Knowledge, but obviously that's propaganda, right? Or maybe, I mean, wasn't there a legend that the other gods came from the original creator? Like, the Evernight Goddess, for example, is the original creator's eye, for example. There might be some overlap in, maybe, in second epoch, but then again, what was the first epoch all about? We have like no relevant info about the first epoch. Anyway, these are the theories. We've added 4 theories today. Basically, this was pretty much confirmed, but it can still be a monster battery artifact because of, the fate point. I can't speak English anymore. What the fuck happened? Anyway, I need to go to gym with friends. I'll be back reading 10 chapters on Monday. Today we did like a 45-minute exam and read 5 chapters. But on Monday we're gonna read 10 chapters, so wait for that. Also, tomorrow we are playing Among Us. So please join if you wanna come and play Among Us with us tomorrow. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.